Aloha, it's Faith Rivera here on Aloha Rising, where we talk music, magic, mana, and more. So when I was a kid, I was probably about 7 or 8. I had this vision that I was, in church with my mom and dad, which I was a lot, Catholic church, and that we're in church during the service, and these gunmen bust in the door, and everyone's screaming, and I remember hiding under the pews, and yet even with that fear, somehow I felt on purpose. I felt like I'm going to be a part of a revolution. And here, years and years later, I know was setting me up for this time we're in. It's kind of like those movies we watch, right? Where they have those sleeper cell or the sleeper agent, right? That they don't even know they're an agent. They're inactive until some trigger happens, and then they're activated. They're inactive until it's time. Well, this is what this show is about. That this is the time, my sleeper cell, sleeper agent friends. This is a time. So there's war all over the world. There's the rise of AI. There's extreme weather. There's all this flooding here in Hawaii, earthquakes all over, craziness in the political landscape. Just this, not only feeling, we can see it streaming, these scenes of division. There are disclosures happening, planetary alignments that haven't happened in tens of thousands of years, and so many prophecies about this time, from Edward Casey to Nostradamus, Dolores Cannon, to our indigenous people like the Hopi tablets that talk about this time. There are crazy solar flares and cosmic bodies and comets whizzing by, not to mention this uptick of people seeing lights in the sky. So there's a lot. In the back of your mind or the front of your mind, are you thinking, is this the end of the world? That song, it's the end of the world as we know it. Okay, that song had it. So from my perspective, it is an end, not of the one and only world, but it is the end of a world, the end of our old world, our old outdated ways of being and thinking, the old systems built on ideas of separation and greed. They are falling down hard. And yes, there's falling happening around us, sometimes on us, it feels like. And the energy and purpose of this show is really asking, can we, with the equal force of how hard it's falling, can we rise? Can we transcend? Can we be these sleeper cells that pop online and be like, this is why I'm here? So today I'd like to share a few personal ahas and perspectives that I feel are really helping me move through this time with the highest vibes possible. And the first thing is, I know you know, but in case you need to hear it, you are here on purpose at this time, exactly as you are not, with all the potential that's seeded in you for this epic reason, this epic season, and that is if you choose to be, to help bring forward a new world, to bring forward heaven on earth. I don't remember who said it, right? Maybe the Pope even said this, one of the popes, that heaven is not a place, it is a state of being, a state of consciousness. Another aha, the power is in your conscious choosing. As I just said in the first one, if you choose this to be on purpose, then that's the way you will ride this time. It's your intention. That's all that I've talked about from my very first show. So the choice is, instead of moving through this time with knee-jerk reactions, right? That instead, you and I, we take time to center. You take time to breathe. You open up to your higher power and you respond in the best way you can. And usually that means responding with love. Love for you, meaning so you're going to take care and do what you need so you don't lose center. It also means with love towards others, doing your best to find a way to be soft with your judgment, or maybe not have judgment at all and just maybe leave a question mark there like, very interesting. And I know it's harder, obviously, when these horrific things are going around us, but the main point is choosing to take a pause and to respond the best way you can. Yeah. Now, as life falls down, breaks down around us, here's another way to see it. Can you be the place where breakthrough happens, right? As things break down, can you be the space where breakthrough happens? It's time, as I'm sure if you've been listening like me to many leaders and prophecies, that this is a time where we must face those old fears and our old hurts, where we actively do what we can to fill the gaps in your heart, right? To let love help you transcend those old stories. And it starts simply with your willingness, right? Like, hey, yes, I am willing to give this a try. Because love really can transform your hurt to wholeness. And I've experienced that in my own life. In fact, over and over again, as I have been facing those old stories. So all I'm asking you to say in this moment is I'm willing to let love transform this hurt to wholeness. And then be like, I'm ready. That's your signal to the universe. But this is how you can soften and bring grace to these tumultuous times. Maybe even thrive through this transformation that's taking place. That's the unicorn in me. Can we thrive? Can we be the point of breakthrough? Yeah. Another aha. Course in Miracles says that everything is one of two acts. It is either an act of love or a call to love. And I feel like for myself, that has been such an empowering way to see and experience all that is unfolding right now. Especially those harder and painful things, collectively that we're seeing and also in your own life. It can help you stay out of fear, out of anger, and instead activate and help you tap into the highest calling in that moment, which is love. And let me say this because, oh my gosh, so many things daily that are unfolding. You're just like, they're so tragic and horrific and senseless. And you might be like, there's no love there. There's no love there, Faith. Well, if you come to that moment, okay, where you are just looking and you cannot see a speck of love, I want to offer you this. If you are there watching, if you are there observing, or maybe if you're even just like literally in it, I want to say then you are the love that's present in that event. Period. Mic drop. I know it's not an easy thing. But if you are there watching and witnessing, it's in you. I know you can bring love to it somehow. I know it's something, a muscle that I have been building because, ever since I was younger and even into my younger adult years, even into my 30s and 40s, maybe. Yes, I'm older than that. This is the way I would do it. Like my heart would break. Oh, just like when 9/11 happened, I fell to my knees like everyone else, right? And I cried and I got angry. And I'm not saying that those are not appropriate. It is We love and care about each other. That's why it hurts so much, But the difference I found for me is that instead of staying in that boat of tragedy, the sinking feeling, right? Where that grief and anger can take you, I feel like I've been developing this other way of being with it. Kind of my friend Joshua Ignacio, this amazing teacher and healer, he says the question he asks himself when he's choosing, if he's going to commit to that boat and, sink in the tragedy, he just said, am I useful? Can I still be useful? And I felt I wasn't useful because then I was in the energy of the problem. And again, it's not wrong at all. We're human. That's why we feel it. But from there, you take that breath, you take a pause, you listen to where love is calling you, and you be the love in that situation. And you listen for a higher call of what's yours to do. So now what do? One, I try not to just watch the news or the scrolling. I change my feed so my feed is not filled with all of the horrific things. And yet I've been bolder for myself in that I have been at least looking more, engaging, talking with my husband, actually subscribing to a few channels that I feel aren't sensationalizing, the emotional part, but are trying to tell the story. And I'm able to sit there and I'm able to actively send love. I'm actively able to hold the wholeness and the light of all people that are concerned. And for me, I feel more useful and more a part of this solution. So I will offer that to you. So there are many things out there, like the list I gave you at the top of this show, that we do not like, that we might even say we hate, And by the way, is anyone else like me? Every time I see another thing of what the United States, is doing as a country to others, I just feel like, can I send a different message, like a text to everyone, or like a billboard saying like, hey, me, Faith Rivera here in Hawaii, I love you. I don't want to send bombs your way. Okay, well that's a tangent, but and maybe that's part of the solution, because I do, if I hear those things, when I hear those things, I actively go into like, man, I love you guys. I love the world. I want to send love bombs. That's the only kind of bombs I want to send. So anyway, the question is, when we're looking at all these things we don't like, where is our power? Where is your power? What can I do? And again, I've found to be useful, it's about my focus, right? To focus on what you can do. Focus on the things and situations that you do want to create. Focus on the person you want to be. In my example, instead of me just being upset, with our leaders and the government, which again, I am not saying you can't be upset. What I do though is I do what Abraham Hicks says in their teachings, where I take the bounce, like this thing that is so, I change it into the meaning I look with such intention and such passion. And what is the word? Like, just, I can't even find a Hawaiian for it, with such energy and such power on what I do want. I focus on who I want to be. I focus on, yeah, and you know what? There are times when you're not able to do that in the moment. So you step away. You step away, you recalibrate, you focus on what does bring you joy. You focus on finding your center, because as they say, and I think, Tony Robbins might have been the first one who said that where focus goes, energy flows, and where energy flows, whatever you're focusing on grows. So think of it this way, with every complaint and criticism, judgment, anger, and hatred towards someone or towards an act, we are, when we're in those ones, we're watering the field for more of that, right? We're growing that energy with every ounce of our attention and emotion that's going into resisting it versus taking the bounce and channeling all that, I was going to say mana, this your spiritual power, all your energy in that moment towards what we do want to build. So we focus on what you do love, and then that will plant and nurture more of that in the world. So that's the tip for this one. Springboard from the things we don't like, that you might even hate. Springboard off of it and look at what you do really, really love, because that contrast will give it to you. I love loving people. And that's the opposite of I hate bombing them, which I do. But I know that energy is just going to lead me more in the direction of that space that allows us to bomb each other. So refocus. I'm using my hands. If you're just listening, you don't see. And hands are a good way of actively focusing yourself. I don't know if you've done that for yourself. I think that's why I love dancing so much, in actively changing my stance. And that might be a great little tip as well, is when you're engaged with something that's really bringing your energy down, physically remove yourself. Yeah. Okay, so next one. Here's an important one. Be aware of anything, anyone, any event or circumstance that brings division, that may bring division and may bring separation. What does that mean? Examples are, politics, any of those issues from vaccination to LGBTQ rights, abortion rights, all these issues that mean so much to us. And they are important for us to find a way to move forward together. However, and in our current old world, it's causing such division amongst people that at the end of the day, I really feel like we're saying the same thing, right? We want to live. We want to be happy. And I know it might seem so wrong to you that the other side, you might not see that the other side is actually acting on what they believe is best. But okay, so I'm not even going to go into the issues. Let's just say, just know that these issues, whether you believe there's some shadow government or other leaders or other entities trying to divide us, just know that they do, and they have, and they're separating us so much. And I'm just going to throw out there, that maybe there have been staged events, as we are finding out about these disclosures from high levels, from the people we're supposed to trust, that there are staged events on national, global levels, again, that are dividing us. And we can't be in love and fear at the same time, which means there's no way we can experience wholeness and unification moving forward if we are so divided. I really feel there is a way for us to move forward with all of these issues in a way that's empowering for everyone. But that's only when we can come to a space of, I don't know if the word is honoring each other, but just like the basics, of like acknowledging, oh, that's another human being. They also have a family, Yeah. Wow. There's no easy answer. I know you might be listening and being like, this is not getting me. When yeah. All I can go back to is love or fear. And we must keep leaning in the direction of that love. And when there's love, it's not about division and separation. So just be aware of these events again, and things that are unfolding that could continue to divide us. And maybe just have in your mind, lean towards that love. That's it. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay. Next one. Many channelers and to prophecies, like the Hopi tablets, have talked about the splitting of timelines. It's saying that our life right now, this timeline that we're on, is splitting into two trains, two timelines, two trains that are getting more and more distant. Again, wow, okay, yeah, so I guess that's the division I was talking about. Yeah, so train one is the old world, the fear that was based in domination, that is about keeping us separated from our own true power and keep us separated from each other and separate from nature, separate from earth. It's the train of exclusion, and a train run by religion and government, international governing bodies, by corporations that benefit from our obedience, our unconscious yes, and a train where we look to them, whoever they are, for protection. Train two is about love. It's about collaboration and unity. It's a train filled with spiritually awakened people, no matter what the heck religion, even if you're atheist, it's just you get the love that you are, you get the love that other people are. It's train filled with people who know they are so much more than they have been taught or brought up to be. And that the power is from within us, and the power is from our collective getting together. It's a train that honors everyone, animals and nature and the earth. So I know it's feeling like the same aha. What is it? If you're listening to me, I'm thinking you want train two. So it's the same message of leaning into love. And for those of you that have maybe never heard that before, and maybe this is sounding like sci-fi or crazy, I don't know how it can sound crazy though, because if you look at life and the world, this is what I'm experiencing, like crazy violence and separation, and like, what? We're at war. And then please tell me if you're feeling this, but I have seen such beauty and such love and awakening in people, and people committed to building their gardens and community, and people activated. I've been seeing the sleeper agents come to life in their missions. So I share it. I'm sharing it, so maybe it can inform how you are seeing things. And certainly I'm not sharing this so we can rag on train one. That's not what it is at all. It's just, from Einstein, and I'm sure before, I don't know all the quotes, but I know a whole bunch of really smart, brilliant, tapped in people have said that this life is about frequency. And we see so little of the whole spectrum of what's really here. So in a weird way, it's a really exciting time, and it's a very critical time that we lean into the energy that we want. We lean into the person we want to be. So that's why I'm sharing about trains and maybe crazy things that you might not have heard of before. And I am by far, I am not, an expert on these things. However, and I have been studying this since I was a kid, noticing how life is unfolding, how people are. And because that sleeper agent in me has been awake, and I just feel I need to share this. My personal ahas and ways of seeing things that I have learned from others that I feel is really helping me ride through these times, and my family as well, as best as we can. Okay, so another aha, kind of, the second coming of Christ. The second coming is not the one I believe that I was taught earlier about the Son of God, Jesus, returning to save us. And I love Jesus. I love the example he's made for us and his Christ consciousness that I aspire to live by every day. But I don't believe it's him, his human body, coming here to save us. The second coming of Christ is the activation of all the sons and daughters, all of us awakening in our own Christ consciousness that was modeled by Jesus and other enlightened spiritual leaders. To know that we have been and are so much more than we have thought or have been told. So this is the inner revolution I believe I came for and that you are here for. This is the freedom that you've been longing for, that yes, your power is within. I mean, the Bible said the kingdom of God is within you. This is the relief your soul has been craving to know, to finally acknowledge and embody the fullness of who you are, that divine spark that is not separate from, but one with love, one with source, one with creator. And just like the creator, because we have that divine spark, we are here to create. Yes. So aloha, right, is the breath of life, the presence of life. Auntie Pilahi Paki had said that aloha is the meeting and greeting of one spirit with another. It's the sharing of this life's energy. Right? And namaste in Sanskrit, what is it? It means that I bow to the divine in you. The divine in me bows to the divine in you. So if you're just listening, you can't see me, but I am bowing. I am bowing. I am honoring that divine spark in you. I am knowing fully the shining light in you that cannot be touched. Forget about trains and all that. It just can't be touched by even all that's happening around us. The light in you that is illuminating the path through the darkness. These all sound like cliches. I write them in my songs, but it's so true. You are the light in the darkness. You are the love in those most horrific acts. You are it, baby. Maybe that's what I'll call this show. You are it, baby. That's the mic drop moment. So I hope somehow that you can find a way to be excited, to find and discover your unique way to anchor and to build this new earth. Because your unique qualities, even your quirks, your superpowers that you may or may not know, your special talents and skills that are unique to you, it's everything. It's kind of like, we're getting ready to go on Noah's Ark or Noah's train, right? Train number 2. And it's these gifts and these abilities that will build this new earth, which is heaven on earth. And it's your uniqueness that's meant to lift up the world while you're filling your heart with satisfaction, fulfillment, and joy. Beyond fulfilling, our life goals and dreams, I just feel like a big part of that yummy satisfaction and fulfillment is about impact and service to others, along with your joy. Like they kind of go together. See, before I used to think it was sacrifice. I've been with you, incredible light workers, for years, World Congress on Illumination and many of these other conferences. And a running theme was our sacrifice that came in serving the world. And I want to say on the new earth, on train number 2, however you want to call it, that you living your joy is your service to others. So the way I have found that I am serving during this time, that it's through my joy of dancing and singing and coming together to share aloha and love. And that's why I'm so grateful to my producer of our show, Judy Mercier, who is also now helping extend our reach through my dream dance music video for a song called Dance Our Way to Heaven on Earth, where I have Keiki from kid to kapuna, meaning senior citizens. We have an 80-year-old in our video, all different races and walks of life. And together we come together and we dance our way to heaven on earth, meaning we use our creative self-expression and our unified joy to make our mark. It's not about making our mark, but it's to spread that light and that love. And by the way, we are editing that video now. The premiere will be May 23rd. If you are on Oahu or feel like driving, no, you can't drive here, flying all the way to Hawaii, you are more than welcome, because we're going to have an opening ceremony with kahuna on the water. We're going to have a live band, a big screen, all the cast there, and I'm sure lots and lots of dancing and eating. Eating's a part of it. Eating healthy, yummy food is also going to be a part of it. And also, if you'd like to know more how you can participate, whether it's going to be through dance challenges or maybe be a sponsor as we continue the process of editing, because yes, it sounds so cliche, but we are way, way over budget. We are. And yet I'm trusting, baby. I'm trusting that I know this is what I'm supposed to do. So I'm moving forward with such love. Anyway, if you want to participate in any of those ways, reach out to me. Follow me on social media, Faith Rivera Music, on Instagram and Facebook, and on YouTube. It's just Faith Rivera. But anyway, I would love to have your joy and your heart be a part of it. And so last thing. As this powerful creator that you are, the worst thing, if there were a worse thing, that we could do is to create by default, is to create by our complacency, because we're overwhelmed or we feel like we won't make a difference. I hope listening to this show, you hear that you are the difference. Not only can you make a difference, you are the difference. And Elizabeth April, this young, I call her young because she's younger than me, but this powerful teacher and remote viewer, we can talk about that later, says that really it's not like you and I have to jump out right now and go on a protest on Capitol Hill. And I'm not saying don't do it, because if that's your call and you feel it, you go, okay? But all it takes is an internal decision of you just saying what you are for, declaring who you are and what you are for. Just saying like, I'm for love, man. I don't know why I put man. Probably people say bro. No, I'm for love, bro. Truly. I'm for peace. I'm for embracing different ideas, but holding the highest intention so everyone is taken care of. So that's what it takes. I mean, if you're inspired to a mighty act, starting an organization, a community garden. If you're inspired to that, yes, channel that love and positivity into that. And what I'm saying, in this moment right now, we can start. You can take a breath, put your hands on your heart, and just say, what am I for? And spend these last few moments saying what you are for, what you are leaning towards, what kind of heaven on earth, what kind of new earth you would like to see, and that you are committed to already being in the energy of. And in this moment of declaration, you've done it. You've done it. And moving forward, it's just about really like getting tears. Just really feeling it and meaning it. And carrying that love and those visions for the new earth with you in everything you do and say. Even when we're faced with something hard. And you're going to surprise yourself with how you show up, because I just surprised myself pretty big, but I'll save that for another podcast. Okay. Thank you for listening. If this has moved you in some way, please consider, sharing it, liking it, loving it. And please comment, write me, whatever, in whatever, way you might be listening to me. You can comment there or email me, find me on social media, because we're doing it together. We are. And and I got to do my tag, but so keep flowing, keep growing, and keep knowing that you're it, baby. You are it. Thank you.
Let's go.